Oh, hey, hey-oh, hey-oh. Always with the joke, right?
Those were the days, my friend, you wish they never end.
100%.
You sing a dance, and then that's it.
Although, my college days,
You
blurry.
Blurry. You remember any of that?
After football, I was squared away during football. After that, blurry.
Downhill?
Hard. Like a slalom skier. Yeah. So I saw that you and Dan and a truck and all kind of things came by. So
with a satellite dish, no less.
We're still in the process of getting everything up and running, but this is another step towards it.
Yes, little at a time.
Baby steps. We talked about that.
I call them careful steps.
We talked about that with Cammie Dennis and Robert Colin from On Top of the World about working out and nutrition. Start with baby steps.
Yep. Yeah, I was listening while I was on the road.
Yeah, so
getting the cement. Yeah.
But now are you actually out there? Were you actually out there assisting with the satellite dish, or were you in a supervisor role?
A little assistance. With my back, I just do a little assistance, loosening a nut here and there. But as far as lifting, no, Joe doesn't lift it.
Joe, right now the only person that can get away with saying my back issues
is me and you.
Have you had surgery?
I had everything but.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you one-up me. But I'm wearing my brace today. You don't have to wear.
I don't have a brace. I have rods and plates and screws.
Yeah, you have an interior brace.
I have an interior brace.
Yeah, surgery is going to be my very, very last step. And speaking of which, you got the rods and the screws and all that, and I'm praying I don't have to go that route. But if I ever have to get back surgery, I'm going to go with the gel. Where they stretch you out, clean you out, and they put the gel in there, and then they cure it, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, mine was too far gone for that.
Yeah, you don't mess yourself up, boy.
I didn't listen to the cues over the last 8 years that my back was sending me saying, "Hey, dummy."
Yeah, cool it. Yeah. Do the stretching, but after the stretching, don't go play 18 rounds of golf. Yeah.
And stretching's key.
Yes, it is.
Stretching is the key.
You know how many stretch exercises I know over the years and have used them, and the upside, and I've got the chair at the house, and I got that upside down thing where you stretch your vertebrae and all that. Oh yeah.
So I got to get your take on this because I know
how many massages I've had.
I know that you have an opinion on this, and sometimes I don't want your opinion because your opinion is just whack jobbed.
But you expect me to talk to you now?
But this is one that I know you have an opinion on, and I bet it's going to be a good one.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you go hoard gas last night?
No.
What is your opinion about these people who all of a sudden, because this pipeline was shut down for a couple, 3 days. By the way, a pipeline that supplies Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Doesn't even supply Florida.
No, our gas comes out of Tampa.
The governor declared an emergency
here
because of the gas shortage. I literally last night I went because I could not believe it. I was like, shut up. There's gas everywhere. I had half tank. I didn't need gas. I didn't top it off. I had half tank.
Yeah.
But I went to 4 different service stations.
The lines out the yin-yang?
Between where
airport?
Dick's Sporting Goods is and everything.
I know where that is, yeah.
To my house out past Terry's place on 36th Avenue.
I know where that is.
I drove through 4 different gas stations.
And?
All the regular gas pumps.
Gone.
Covers over them because they didn't have gas.
That's ridiculous.
What the hell is wrong with people?
Hey, remember when we had toilet paper? Yeah, right. So it's the same. It's the same damn thing. I just went to pick up cement at a big box store, all the way down 200, almost to the top of the world there, and in front of that big box store is a gas station.
Certainly.
And
I believe it's called Murphy's is the name of the gas station.
We don't do that.
Yeah, but I like Murphy.
I don't care.
He's a buddy of mine.
I don't care.
Good Irish guy.
You don't say that over the air.
Good Irish guy.
They have to buy airtime.
Oh, wait. That's not my friend Murphy that owns that station?
No.
Oh.
You give me a headache.
I thought it was my buddy Murphy.
You give me a headache. Anyway.
My bad.
I think it was $2.75 for diesel, $2.72 for unleaded.
Right.
I said, well, I was in the truck, the diesel. I'm a little under 3/4. I'll top it off. You know why?
No. The lines probably were ridiculous.
Yeah, they were out and all. They're all. And I'm going, why? We do not have a shortage in this part of the state. Why are they? And that's one thing. Then the other thing is, $2.85.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Why doesn't, if the government, quote unquote, regulates gas prices, why don't they go to the people that are doing that and say, either you put it back at the regular price, at a normal price, or get charged for gouging?
All I know is the last guy in office got it where the United States was not only fuel independent, but we were exporting fuel.
Oh, yeah.
And in less than 150 days, the guy in office now has us dependent on oil again from foreigners, and the gas prices are skyrocketing. Right. Do you remember the guy who's president now was vice president when the guy that was president had gas at over $4 a gallon?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I remember it very well. And the lines, I remember it all very well. You're an intelligent man most of the time. Keystone Pipeline.
Yes.
That line has been finished, and it brings the gas into 3 states. Crude oil.
It hadn't been finished, but it's been where it's at the stopping point it's at. It brings gas. It brings crude oil to 3 states.
That's what I just said.
It was supposed to go all the way to Louisiana.
Right, but it's still. Is it open or closed? Did he shut it down?
No, it's open.
Okay.
Just the construction of it is no longer. It's no longer going to be expanded.
Yeah. Why?
Because he's a moron.
Oh, that's you. Someone calling in. I'm sorry. Either that or you got somebody playing.
No, it's somebody calling in.
Sure, say hi.
I bet I know who this is. Good morning, caller. You're on Ocala Talks.
The Keystone Pipeline, if you look at the map, starts in Canada.
Yes.
That means we've had to make some kind of an agreement with Canada.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, sure.
Which was just totally violated by the occupant of the White House. and the thing is, why isn't the leader or the head of Canada, Prime Minister Trudeau, squawking about this?
Well, I'm going to tell you why. Thanks for the call, Sonny. I'm going to tell you why. Because as hard as this is to believe, yeah,
hang on, son.
Prime Minister Trudeau is farther to the left than Joe Biden is.
Yeah. Well,
that's why he's not squawking.
Well, the other thing,
and by the way, it's still flowing out of Canada to those 3 states.
Yeah, it's not stopped, so he's squawking. But they say that pipeline, you can drive a truck inside of it.
You can.
So don't think of a pipeline like you're looking at the hoses at a gas station or a drain pipe in the ground. You're talking something you drive a pickup truck down the center of it.
Joe, but you're forgetting the people who are against the pipeline are the same people who don't like the pipeline up at the in Alaska and all, because a caribou may have to walk around it.
Or jump over it, maybe.
Or jump over it.
Well,
or the spotted owl may have to build a nest on top of it instead of in a tree that was there before the pipeline was there.
Excuse me. Well,
we're talking about Sierra Nevada tree-hugging whack jobs.
Well, I've seen pictures of the Alaskan pipeline, that large Alaskan pipeline. You can walk under it.
100%.
So what is the problem? You know,
the king penguin might not like it. And by the way, somebody told me that the other day. They go, "Yeah, Tom, but you don't understand. It's like penguins and caribou." Okay, first off, know your geography. Penguins are at the Antarctic. They're not at the Arctic.
That's right. They don't.
First off, know your geography.
Yeah.
And when people do, I
love. Hush up. You want to play cards?
Yeah. I love when people go. Right, and they make their argument and they use something.
Well,
that ain't even in the general area.
What happens is the words are coming out before the brain is engaged, and you've had an argument where I was like, you said something so mad, blah, 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 and then you said, okay, nobody caught me.
Yeah, it's anytime I open my mouth angrily at my fiance, I go, ooh, why did you say that?
Yeah. It's
every time.
Okay, here's a good example. In Florida, we have a gas line coming in. I don't know how many people know we've had a second one put in about 3 years ago.
Yep.
Right? They came in. And it went over private property.
Certainly.
I didn't see that all in the news, an outrage about it and everything.
And
let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
And what they did was they went to the individuals that owned the land they were going through.
Said, hey, here we come. We're coming through.
we've got the Dominion, right, or whatever it's called, and we're going to pay you. It's not we're just going to come through.
Right.
And they paid these people very well. They buried that sucker, I don't know how many feet down.
Eminent domain allowed them. They could have took the land, but instead they said, we're taking the land, but we're going to pay you to do so.
And you can't dig there, but you'll never know it's there.
Yeah, because it's under the ground. And people
I
say,
mean,
but that's
it's
the
way
problem.
under the ground.
That's the problem, Joe and Tom. It's so far under the ground that if a leak happened, it would destroy the ground and the groundwater and everything long before we'd know about it. That's the argument they make.
Anything can be done. Anything.
Anything can do that.
You're driving down the road. Should we have that car? That car could leak gas.
By the way, if you're worried about things that leak into the groundwater and
fertilize,
worry about septic tanks that leak.
Oh, yeah.
Worry about over-fertilization that leaks into the groundwater.
There's a place.
That's a much more dangerous aspect in reality than whether an oil pipeline's going to leak or not.
There's a place up in New York, upper state New York. I love to go. I grew up going there on vacation. I've mentioned this in the past. It's called Lake George, New York. It has the most prestige, clear, freshwater lake. It's man-made, but it's been there for eons. French-American, Indian War was through there and everything. But you want to build a piece of property there? You want to build you buy the land that fronts into the lake. No problem. Your septic tank has to be X amount of feet from that shoreline. Way up there. If you got to pump it up to use it, I don't care. You will pump it up. That's how they keep that lake pristine. I mean, you go by the shoreline, there's no all weeds. I mean, it is beautiful.
One of the biggest problems with our beautiful backdoor swimming pool called Silver Springs.
Oh, I know.
Is nitrate runoff from over-fertilization and septic tank runoff.
Now, does the springs grabs it and pulls it up?
It just gets put in the water.
Oh, you mean along the river?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the biggest problems. Is there an oil line going under the springs? I don't know. But if there was, it would be a lot safer than a septic tank leaking into the springs.
Well, you look at, as most of us here that have been there a little while have been to the springs.
Yeah.
You look down and say, oh, look at that. You're looking down 5 feet. No, you're looking down 35 feet or more.
Yeah.
And at one time I owned a pontoon. I went on the river at the basin, went up the river, the Silver Springs River there, and I actually you're allowed to, it's open. It's not, and I had my pontoon right there
at the park.
Right where the glass bottom boat is. I mean, I was just putting along.
Yeah, those statues are about 20 feet deep.
Yeah, you can look right down.
Right.
Yeah, you put your Polaroid sunglasses on. You look straight down. It's hard to see.
Right.
But you put Polaroid sunglasses. Oh, you look right down. And I got right in there, and I made a what do you call it? A zero turn with a pontoon right in that area, as though it was one of the glass bottom boats. Right. But I was just putting along that.
Here's what people don't realize. You get into the St. Johns River, and people think, oh, major waterway, Jacksonville with its port.
Oh, that's a major waterway.
You go to the St. Johns River up in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's not the cleanest water in the world.
But by the time it gets down here?
No, it flows north.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so none of that garbage in Jacksonville comes this way. There are parts of the St. Johns River that are almost as clear as Silver Springs.
Yeah. Well, Astor, is it Astor?
Astor, yeah.
Astor, yeah. I like Astor.
Yeah. Put in right there, Blackwater. It's fantastic. The little boat ramp right there.
I've been there, done that with my pontoon.
You can go south there, or you can go north to Palatka through Lake George and go to Palatka.
The hardest part was you put the boat in, and you're on the nice river. We went on a nice river ride. Bringing the boat back in, that was a pain in the butt because you're trying to get into the slip, and you got this river flowing behind you, and you're coming in
and it's
angle.
Flowing.
Oh yeah, it's flowing.
And you're coming in hot. No matter how slow you're coming in, the river's making you come in hot.
Well, I went against the river,
right?
So I had some control.
Certainly.
And holy moly, I did it once. I didn't know.
Yeah, the best way to get in and out right there is you go up past where you get out and then come back down against the flow of the river.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only way to do it.
Right next to it was the police ramp for their boat. And I said, if I don't make it there, the police are going to have a visitor.
Here's what completely talking about boating now. It's the only surface that your vehicle, the boat, and the surface it's on, the water, both are moving.
Yes.
On the road, the road's not moving. Your car is.
Don't forget about the wind.
Yeah.
With Lake Harris, I was coming back to the dock on Lake Harris, and I was at the other end, and we're coming back in towards Leesburg, where the slip was, and I'm coming in, and the boat's sideways just so I go straight.
Right, of course.
And I was,
Here's what gets me. Shouldn't there be now? You ride a motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
You had to take a motorcycle class to get a license to ride a motorcycle.
And a test, yeah.
Right, you had to take tests, you had to do a safety
and
class.
Then I did a safety class after that, too. Sure.
Somebody ought to teach somebody how to drive a boat. Because you'll go to some of these slips and everything, and you'll see, I've seen more fights between couples because the man's trying to load the boat and the woman's not helping, or the woman's trying to load the boat and the man's not helping. Neither one of them knowing how the hell to load a boat.
Loading a boat's a trick.
It is.
It's a trick. I made a mistake the first time, or second time I was on it. It wasn't moving, so I gave it a little gun.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good, no. It's all slick.
Yeah. But a little gun goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, I got on there. Boy, did I get on there. Scared up. Put my foot down like there was a brake. I can't stop this. Badonk. Luckily, I had the truck in the park and the emergency brake on.
I've seen people at public boat ramps give it the gun, and the front of the boat end up in the tailgate of the truck.
Yeah, I can't do that with mine. I had a big bar and I bent it. I had to get a whole new bar on the pontoon trailer.
But it's one of those vehicles that you don't have to take a class. Any yahoo can get in a boat and go drive it and think he knows what he's doing. And another thing you see, the people that think that a boat turns like a car, and then they're capsized, wondering what the hell happened.
Yeah. No. You just got to think, when you were in a boat, slow-mo.
Everything's slow. And by the way, those signs, just for people who want to know how to boat, there are signs on the river, there are signs everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That tell you where the defined channel is.
And no wake?
Yeah, and there's signs that say no wake. That means slow down. Stay in the channel. If you get out of the channel, guess what happens? You ground your boat.
Oh, yeah.
You tear up propellers.
I think it's like Harris. We're all going down the lake, and it's wide. All of a sudden, they're going like into a funnel, and I hadn't been down there, earlier. I said, what the heck? So I said, well, let me go. Sure enough, in the middle was a channel.
Yeah.
Big. I mean, you can't miss it once you're there.
No.
But before you're there, you can't see it. And then all of a sudden, everybody, I said, that's why everybody's coming over here.
Somebody goes, Tom, why don't you have, I lived on Cowpen Lake. I had a boat for numerous years, had a pontoon boat and a tri-hull Starcraft boat.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, why don't you have a boat now? Because I don't live on a lake. So the only places I could put in is like Crystal River or St. Johns River and all. And I don't have a boat, not because I worry about driving a boat, loading a boat. I know how to do all that. I don't have a boat because there are morons that have boats that I don't want to have to deal with.
Now, I like a jet ski. Oh, I love a jet ski.
And I don't know about jet skis. I'd always heard jet skis are in the shop more than they're in the water.
Well, the ones I had, mine ran right. I went out with them.
But this was in the 90s. I heard the two things you don't want to own, jet skis and a Jaguar, because they're both in the shop more. They're both in the shop more than they're on the water or road.
Yeah, well, the jet ski I was on, it was fun.
Let me change subjects.
Sure.
Because you've been here
the phone's not ringing.
You've been here for both days.
Both days.
You actually sat with them yesterday, doing some promotional stuff and all.
Oh yeah, well you have been playing it, haven't you?
I have.
That was the
American Mom Show. I think this is going to be a hit.
Yeah, where are they? They should be here.
And by the way, if you want to be a part of it, call the radio station at 732-8000. Is that still the radio station number?
Yeah, but right now it's just email Joe at WOCA.
Email Joe at WOCA.
I'll get back to you
if you want some partnership possibilities with the American Mom Show.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be, it's the hippest show not named Ocala Talks on the radio.
They are a fun duo.
They're both pistols, is what they are.
Yeah, that's why they put a pistol.
And now,
she brought her husband though.
Joe and the Light.
Joe is a delight. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Look,
Joe's carrying the light.
You know why Joe's smiling?
He's got gas?
That's better than crying.
Okay. So they're coming on in about 4 minutes? 5 minutes.
About 5, 6 minutes.
5, 6 minutes they'll be on.
We've wasted enough time now. Look,
what do you mean?
By the way, you're going to get probably a complaint because I told him, Tom at WOCA.
About?
Some Yahoo called and jumped all over me about the casino gambling.
You don't know how to gamble?
No, I don't gamble. I play poker. It's a difference.
There is a difference.
Huge difference.
Let me ask you, when you play poker, did you ever bluff?
Yes, given the right situations.
You have bluffed?
Yeah.
Now, when you bluffed, how many times on an average have you won the bluff?
1 out of 3.
Ooh.
That's a pretty good percentage.
1 out of 3 you've won?
Yeah, but a lot of times the bluff doesn't go to the end. You make the bluff in a strategic situation
after the second
to get
draw.
people gone.
Yeah, you want to be gone. Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you a prime example. I was playing in a tournament 4 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And a guy, I knew I'd put him on a range of cards that was either pocket tens, pocket jacks, ace king, or ace queen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I knew that he bet, and I had pocket fives. But I had position on him. I got to act after him. So I knew he would continuation bet with anything that hit the board.
And so when you seen something hit the board.
Right. The flop came a 7, 4, and like a 2. It was all nothing.
Yeah.
And he bet about half the pot was a continuation bet. I moved all in.
Yeah, because you knew.
He looked over at me and he tanked and he goes, I just don't think ace king's winning right now. And he turned over ace king, which is exactly one of the hands I put him on.
Yeah.
And so was it a bluff? Yeah, because pocket fives aren't the best hand.
Yeah, but you still beat him at that
But he
moment.
folded. Now, I still had the best hand at the time. So some people say, well, that wasn't a bluff. But it was because I knew if he makes the call, the chances of pocket fives holding up are about 45% at that time.
Right. So you wanted him out of the game.
I wanted him out of the game so that I could just take what money was there right then.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
You bought yourself the pot.
Strategically.
Yeah, strategically speaking.
You know what? Strategically speaking, American Moms, about a minute from now, we go on break.
I see one
American
of them.
Moms. And I love the shirt one of them has on.
What does it say?
Lions, not sheep.
Lions, not sheep.
I went to a meeting the other night and I didn't wear
Lions,
my
not
mask because the governor said I didn't have to wear a mask anymore.
Right.
And the person that was in charge of the meeting goes, where's your mask?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't have to wear one. The governor said that is no longer needed.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I don't care what you think. I'm not a sheep. He goes, what are you implying? And I looked right at him and went, bah.
I would have said something close to that. I'm not a sheep and you're not a leader. Next.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
I may poke the bear at times.
I noticed.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. Coming up next, American Moms. Thanks, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. American Moms next, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 13.
How to beat and treat some common grape pests and diseases. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Living in Florida, we have so much to celebrate. Awesome weather, top-notch universities and sports teams, a rich blend of cultures, and so much more. From fresh market tomatoes to watermelons, from snap beans to tangerines, Florida farmers grow an abundance of safe and affordable products that are prized around the world. So look for the Fresh from Florida label when you shop. Wholesome, delicious, nutritious. Fresh from Florida. Fresh to you.
If your soil could talk, what would it say? If it's healthy, it may already be saying some good things about your future. Because farmers who use soil health building systems that include no-till, cover crops, and diverse species and rotations report greater productivity, profitability, and resiliency to weather extremes. Learn more about what your soil is saying about its health and your future. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
There are quite a few pests who like to munch on grapes just as much as we humans do. Some of the common pests you might find include Japanese beetles, black vine weevils, grape cane girdlers, grape mealybugs, and grassy wing sharpshooters. Aphids, butterflies, mites, and scale also have a hunger for the fruit on the vines. As if the number of pests that attack grapes wasn't enough, there are also quite a few diseases you'll need to keep an eye out for. One example is Pierce's disease. A number of insects, including glassy-winged sharpshooters, spread this bacterial disease. You'll see leaves turn yellow or red at the edges or centers. They often drop off the vine but leave the little stem end attached. Of course, the best way to fight against these hungry pests and diseases is to prevent them in the first place. Use dormant sprays, prune and destroy affected parts immediately, and try planting new vines that are resistant to diseases in your area. If you do use pesticides or fungicides and it rains, respray. I'm Kathy Isom.